Okay, News It or Lose It, Thursday, April the 21st, 2020. Got a quick rundown for you guys. Number one, Elon Musk is going to try to take over Twitter. Board's going to fight it. They're fighting it. Legally, with the bylaws that are written, they're probably not in a position to eventually impede his onslaught. So my prediction is Musk will prevail. That's the way it looks today. I want anybody out there, any of you guys, to name Democrat, Republican, Independent. I don't care. Any improvements that the Biden administration has made. Any improvements in the country that the Biden administration has made. Put it in the comments below this video. I personally can't think of any, but if you guys can, plant them down there, please. Trust for the media is at an all-time low in the USA. A whole survey of countries were done, random surveys in about 20 developed countries. Guess who finished last? People in the United States, 29% trust the media. The rest don't. Highest country where they trust the media is Finland. A few other European countries were up there too. Here we just got a bunch of BSers, you know. I mean, it's Fox is the highest rated by far over CNN and MSNBC. It's like 5-1 if you look at the actual physical ratings from independent agencies. Just saying, guys, for all you on the left. A little thing about polls. Polls are scientific and they're a form of art too. It's all what question that how you ask the question, what questions you are asking, which some of these polls don't do that properly. Some do, like Trafalgar and Rasmussen. Those two have been pretty accurate with predicting elections. Most of them are just, in my humble opinion, garbage. What question you ask, how you ask it, how you frame it, the context, and sometimes people answer questions, they want to answer it in the most noble way. They may not give you the straight answer when you poll, when you ask them. But anyway, Trafalgar and Rasmussen, those two you guys can clue in on. Let's see. Don't forget to book your vacations. Always live on a budget. Budgets are important. You can save money. Once you save money, you can invest it. There's a lot of good companies out there to invest in. You just have to be disciplined and save and get that savings track going first. Don't spend everything you make. It's not a good idea. You're going to end up going nowhere, and everything depreciates. Your house, apartment, car, everything goes down in value. Things go down in value, like your car, and taxes and prices for everything go up, even in a non-such an inflated economy like it is now. So be smart, guys. Let's see. Biden approved another $800 million. It was like $800 million last week or the week before to Ukraine. Now another $800 million. We're giving them really advanced drones. Nobody knows the technology, but they're fitted for. Well, we know the technology, but they're fitted for Ukraine. So I think sometimes the Biden administration slips and tells things accidentally to counter Putin, which is good. Other times they shouldn't be telling what the next moves are going to be. I don't know. Biden slept up on a conversation this morning on a question and answer. He was asked about mask mandates, and he ended up answering a Title 42 question. So neither question got answered, and people are still wondering. Then they issued a statement after, and he apologized for the misclarification, and that didn't even answer. So the man's got the onset of dementia or something. It's sad. And right now we need somebody younger and sharper in there, somebody who can really solve problems. We're not getting problem solved. That's why the midterms can't come fast enough for most of us. Let's see. So what else I have for you guys? I think basically for people on the left that didn't like Trump, there's 5 things that you can't knock him for. Number 1, he had the most vibrant economy. That's number 1. Number 2, he made the deal to make the vaccines. Even though the pharmaceuticals screwed him on the vaccines because Trump wanted to lower the drug prices, which Biden wants to do that now. He's copying Trump. Wanted to lower the drug prices, but the big pharma didn't announce it until, like Pfizer, they didn't announce it until after the election that they had the vaccine. So that was terrible. because Trump made them money and incentivized them, encouraged them to get the vaccine, which isn't perfect. The reason why in the Northeast they had a little rise in COVID, but it was among the vaccinated, so that's why the conditions weren't so severe. So if they got vaccinated, you have a chance where, chances are if you get vaccinated, you're not going to have the greatest effect. The COVID won't have the greatest effect on you. Let's see. There was the third thing is with Trump, vibrant economy, the vaccine he helped to do, relative calm overseas. He met with Russia, with China, even after Trump put the tariffs on China. Kim Jong-un, another rascal leader of North Korea, he went over and saw him, so got him to slow down on the missile shoots, which are happening all the time now. Trump took out ISIS. No doubt about that. That's number 4. People in my network were actually there serving in the military under Trump, taking out ISIS. So that is a fact. And he also got the Remain in Mexico policy done, which if you came over here illegally from South America, crossed the border into the United States from Mexico, and you were caught, you were sent back to Mexico, and you had to stay there. Trump made a deal with Obrador, the president of Mexico, who's still the president of Mexico. Obrador told him, if you don't stop all this influx, we're going to designate the cartels terrorist groups, and then we can send our military down. And it worked. Biden is just not that strong. He's not that strong, unfortunately. It's sad. And the people behind him, I think, in my personal humble opinion, are dumb and dumber, because they know Biden isn't doing that great. I mean, he's got cognitive issues, mental issues. And yet, inflation, gas prices, the war in Ukraine. And by the way, the war in Ukraine is going to go on and on for at least another 3 months. I'm guessing years. I'm predicting years. Here's why. Russia is getting new conscripts because they've gotten their butts kicked. They've lost a lot of people in their regular army and the people that they force to go in, which are called the conscripts. They need to re-inventory. That's going to take about 2 or 3 months, and get new people trained another 2 to 3 months. They've already started that Eastern Front that they've been in since 2014. They restarted that against Ukrainian military. But Biden's not going to do anything. He's in office until 2024, and even if Biden would die or get impeached, Harris would be in there, and I don't see her getting anything done. So. And now there's other reports that a second report now that the higher ups in the government in Russia aren't happy with Putin. So, I mean, if they don't get rid of Putin, this is going to go on and on and on, okay? Because Putin wants a safe face. He don't want to stop the war. So if he stays in office, it's going to go on and on and on, unless the higher ups in Russia move to get rid of him. I predict that this is going to go on for at least until next year, at least until January. We'll still be talking about this, because this is what he's done in Syria, Putin, and this is what Putin has done in Georgia. The wars just never end, and he just keeps using the missiles. And if the ground forces can't win, then the missiles are going to keep shooting, and they're shot from either artillery in Russia or up in the sky by Russian airplanes. And the only way to take those out is with United States military equipment, which we'd have to train Ukraine, since Biden doesn't want to put our people in, and that's fine, to knock out those. And that would be another embarrassment for Putin. And this whole thing about the nuclear missile that was launched, a test missile, it's in the test phase, the Russian test missile. I don't think we have anything to worry about. From what my sources say, our nuclear weapons are still much better. They need to be updated, but they're still much farther ahead than Russia. Russia's a lot of bluster. They claim they have 6,000 missiles. They probably have somewhere around that. But between NATO and US, we got them outnumbered, and ours are far superior. And we have, like I said, we have things that nobody knows that we have. And guess what? That's going to be coming out. There's some hints being dropped by the Pentagon. Apparently, supposedly, is coming out in a book here in a couple weeks, and I'll talk about that on this show, this program. Some of the things. Basically, we've got something right now that can take out the Kremlin and Putin in an hour. And where does it come from? It comes from space. Remember Reagan talking about the Star Wars program? Yeah. But that's only one weapon system. From what I've heard, we've got multiple and up to many, many, many that the world can't even conceive of. Isn't that cool? Just like your iPhone. Your iPhone's got all that. Your iPhone, the $1,000 iPhone, got all the technology. Well, there's a lot more technology because the military develops technology for defense. And they're usually about 20 years behind. So imagine an iPhone in 20 years, what it's going to be. It's going to be like walking around with like a computer with the power of a whole state computer system. It's going to be ridiculous. Okay, guys, that's it. 10 minutes. Try to keep it short and sweet. And I gave you the update. Predict Musk could take over Twitter because he's got all the money, and I don't think the board can stop him. And the war's going to go on, unfortunately, on and on. It's good for the defense contractors. That's one good thing, but terrible, horrible that this wasn't stopped sooner, and the weapons, the planes, and the missile defense systems that we have weren't given sooner because Mariupol, that city in the south east, the numbers are going to come out. It's going to be even worse than Bucha, but slaughtering and torture chambers, and the numbers are going to be a lot higher because since Putin took Crimea, he wants a land bridge from Russia through Mariupol, or Mariupol, however you want to call it. It's probably Mariupol in Ukrainian. We got one Ukrainian listener for sure. So that's a land bridge from Russia down to Crimea, the port of Crimea, which is still Ukraine's, but Russia occupies Crimea. That's your update, guys. Holler back. And don't forget to get your friends, ask your friends to like and subscribe so we can grow this. It's important. It's up to you guys. You're in the driver's seat. Appreciate you guys listening. Take care.